Statistics show that 23% of people who start New Year's resolutions quit within the first week. And even worse, 43% of people quit their New Year's resolution by the end of January. That's almost 50%, or half the people who have New Year's resolutions quitting before we even hit February. Let's talk about some ways to make sure you don't become a part of that statistic. Hey everybody, name's Ndizi. Welcome to the channel where we drop weekly videos about inspiration, motivation, and achievement. Today I'll be providing 3 strategies on how to essentially complete your 2025 year New Year's resolutions. Because the sad reality is most people fail, and they fail quickly. I've personally failed quite a few New Year's resolutions, but I've also completed some as well. And in this video, I'll talk about the different strategies and commonalities that I implemented for New Year's resolutions that I actually did complete. For instance, being able to earn $100,000 in 1 year, paying off $40,000 worth of student loan debt, and also losing 30 pounds. Listening to these tips, I can guarantee you that you will be set apart from the grand majority of people who do not complete their New Year's resolutions. Before we get started, do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. Whether I make it or I don't make it, I'm very blessed with everybody who subscribed this year. But if you like the video, do me a favor and help me get closer to that goal. And without further ado, let's get it. The first tip is to keep it real. I think people fail New Year's resolutions largely because they see it as this big grandiose moment that they're going to change around their entire life. They say, oh, this is my year. This is the year I turn around. This is the year I achieve all my goals. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I'm trying to be realistic in how we go about approaching this. What really matters is that I am going to take active steps consistently to try to get there. Framing my New Year's resolutions as a singular step along the way to my goal versus like the end all be all. And what I mean by that simply is that people will put an entire emphasis on like, I got to get it right. I got to get it perfect this time. And if I don't get it this year, I don't do it within a certain amount of time, I might as well quit the entire goal. And to me, that can be very detrimental to progress. Not perfection, but it's always progress. So we're trying to pay off student loans, just to give an example. If I run in and I say, I'm gonna totally be out of debt by the end of this year, and in those first few months, I'm starting to slack and I'm not seeing the progress I want, it'll make me just want to give up. But if I were to look at it as a staircase, like one singular step in a lifelong journey, a lifestyle change that is going to enable me to be financially free, that's a better way to look at it. Because I think when people put such a huge emphasis on this year being the year that turns every single thing around, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and with pressure comes anxiety, comes expectation, and it's kind of like a all in or all out mentality when goals really don't work that way. When you're going up or down stairs, if you fumble on a step, you're not gonna stop and turn around and go all the way to the bottom. You're just gonna get back up, realize what you did, and you're gonna keep walking up that staircase. But when you say, I'm gonna make it to the top of the staircase in one step, and you don't make it, it just makes you wanna quit, and then you end up just not doing anything about it for the rest of the year. So in conclusion, be patient with yourself, be realistic, and realize that whatever New Year's resolution you do pick, this isn't the end all be all for that goal per se, but it is one initial step that's gonna get into a lifestyle of you constantly getting better and better at whatever you pick. Step 2 is to set a benchmark for yourself. What is a benchmark? A benchmark essentially is a standard of success of whether you actually complete a goal or don't complete a goal, right? So for instance, if I'm applying for a job, and one of those requirements for me to be hired for this job is I need to have at least 3 years of experience in banking. If I don't have that 3 years, I don't meet that benchmark. If I meet that 3 years, I have the benchmark. And if I am over the benchmark, if I have over 3 years of experience in like a financial industry. So essentially, am I under, at, or above the standard? That's what a benchmark is. For each New Year's resolution that you start, you need to have a benchmark. I want you to know in your mind right away what is acceptable versus what is not acceptable. Because the idea is with the first goal saying, okay, this is a step along the path to success, that's awesome, but we need to have standards as well. We can't just say, oh, well, I want to be a millionaire. Like, we have to actually have a way to measure how are we doing on this goal. And it needs to be a benchmark, not something super crazy. We can't say we're going to be a millionaire by the end of this year, but we can say, hey, maybe I might read one book a month that has to do with wealth building and accumulation. So whether you read that book or don't read that book lets you know if you hit your benchmark or not. And you have to stick to your benchmarks. To me, this is one of the most important things when considering a goal. Set benchmarks that are manageable that you have to complete every single month. And you have to have more months that you hit the benchmark than you don't hit the benchmark. Simple as that. If this is a goal that matters to you, this is something that's really important to you, you need to hit that benchmark. And if not, it can be the downfall of that goal, and you can then become a part of that statistic. You try your hardest to hit it. If you don't hit it, you get right back up. But don't ever go 2 months without hitting that benchmark. Hold yourself to a standard. Success is easy and simple in a lot of ways, but you have to be willing to put the work in. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's always people talking about, oh, this is the secret to this, or this is the secret to that. The truth is, there's no secret. People put the word secret in front of it to probably try to sell you something. At the end of the day, you either do it or you don't. Simple as that. So the conclusion for this point, whatever goal you have, set a benchmark. Don't make it something ridiculous. Have it be moderate. Have it be something that you know you can hit, and just hit it over and over and over and over and over again. Because life gets crazy, things happen throughout the year. We can't always predict what's gonna happen, but you stick to that benchmark no matter what. Or you really don't want to complete that goal in the first place. All right, and the last goal for today is to start early. I think everybody out the jump starts on January 1st, and that's all fine and dandy. But for anybody who's ever been through a process and a long journey, they realize that training starts prior to day one. Like with football, they practice prior to the game. With a track meet, you stretch prior to you taking off on a 100-meter. You always have to have a pregame to the actual event. I need you to take a day or two to sit there and methodically think about, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for day one. Let's have a trial run day. What that looks like for me in my weight loss journey, I'm gonna start walking right now. So we're gonna go Christmas. I'm gonna have one big good southern plate of soul food, fried chicken, greens, macaroni and cheese, and then I'm gonna start to walk. I'm gonna start walking around the neighborhood, probably gonna go to the gym before the gym rush comes in. Just start something prior to day one. Things are so much more easier to maintain when you have a rhythm developed. Start that early so that way on day one, you're not brainstorming and having to rethink a lot of things. Because to be honest, you can make a plan, but until you start to actually work on that plan and see what it looks like in real time, you never know how that's going to look tangibly. So those are the 3 tips that has always worked for me with any goal that I have. Just stick to it, and trust me, you'll look up in 3 to 4 months and you'll be in a way better place. 2025 is coming around, man. Let's stop playing around with a lot of things that we know we need to get done. Let's tackle it and take care of it. You get one life on this earth. Let's see what we can do. Let's try to max out our potential. Now you get it. Get a pen and paper or get on a laptop and think about all the New Year's resolutions you want. And I want you to think about 1 to 2 days where you can practice what ideally you will be doing to achieve that New Year's resolution. I want you to really give it thought. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. All right, well, that's all for this week. I'm super thankful for everybody who's watched, subscribed, liked the video. It means the world to me. This is a goal that I had for a while now. I've started a YouTube channel and I'm just learning, I'm growing, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm trying to put out a video every week for the next 5 years or so. Do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe if I provided any value to you. I'll drop a video next week, but until then, go ahead and watch this video on screen right now. I talk about how I made $100,000 in 1 year and how you can get there as well. All right, see you later. Peace.